Hey everyone, it's Billy Rude from FIFTY8 magazine, and thank you for watching my new series about the esoteric symbolism in storytelling. This series will give deeper insight into the creativity behind storytelling based upon the myth of our life force, our energy that came down and took upon itself matter. And this film is inspired by the knowledge of shamanism, and especially the work of Castenada and Lujan Matus. So if you are unaware about the knowledge of shamanism, I highly recommend you watch these other navigating reality videos to help give you a deeper understanding of this concept and the truth about this reality, and help understand deeper the concept and the knowledge of shamanism in consciousness. I will use the Marvel film Eternals, directed by Chloé Zhao. So let's begin. So in the beginning of this film, it talks about deviants, and deviants are what we know in shamanism as inorganic beings. So these deviants can be known as psychic or mind parasites. In ancient studies, these deviants are also called archons and Anunnaki. They use the same deceptive techniques on everyone as they feed off the human energy body, and a human who is not centered and begins to hear voices typically allow the voices to direct what they do. And this can be seen in classical art and in movies everywhere. And my intention of this film is to help you realize and see this in everyone around you, so you can help identify who is possessed and possibly under the control of these deviants, these archons, these parasites, so you can stay away and keep your energy pure and full of positive intent. And to notice them in others, they only mimic or copy things. They are unable to come up with anything original. They are feeling impulses along with subtle voices, and their only intent is to cause the human host emotional turmoil, which is their food source. They are electric in nature and bond to different electromagnetic fields. They do not carry a soul and can only attach to you based on your own electromagnetic field. And the human spirit and soul is silent, while the deviants, archons, parasites are emotional and speak in voices. And like in Eternals, these deviants mimic and transmit an image that is similar to their prey and who they have killed. They can hack into the nervous system and copy us like a shapeshifter and find a way to cause turmoil and repeat it. They are intelligent and can search the brain for painful memories and trigger them. Only the true self, consciousness, and energy is what is symbolized as the Eternals. The characters represent the aspects of consciousness in a 3D reality, and how these deviants affect parts of our consciousness into forgetting who we are. This video is based on the ancient art of strategically stalking awareness away from the shadow's attention. This film will deeply affect your sedentary social programming that you have been subject to your entire life, which now will no longer keep you fixed.
Today we'll be learning about the importance of apex predators in a balanced ecosystem.
And the sun always symbolizes consciousness, and alien ships or UFOs symbolize higher states of consciousness. When consciousness comes to Earth, we inherit all these aspects as fractalizations of perception. If enough of humans can become aware of this symbiotic process and apply the knowledge shared in this film, an exponential factor will become available to you as an evolutionary advancement, which is returning to original state of awareness, which has been buried deep in antiquity, which this film shows.
It is time.
And Circe represents the heart, and Icarus, the mind that is full of these parasites and these deviants.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
I'm Icarus.
I'm Circe.
In the heart, Circe needs inner child power, which Sprite symbolizes. And Circe symbolizes the power of intent, the heart. And the deviants use threads to split our awareness and innocence. It is predatory and manipulates your perception into confusion and fear. This is how humanity's collective energy is drained and consumed. Drama and war is the key to the cloak's shadow mind's dominance, which replaces our inner silence and creates a barrier, a cloak of negative intention and fear, which is how it creates imprints. And the shadow's mind relies on thought for its existence, which holds back humanity's self-actualization.
Icarus!
Evening, ladies.
And the mind is full of these inorganic beings, deviants, as that is what it identifies with. There is always an enemy.
We're Eternals, from a planet called Olympia. We came here 7,000 years ago on the Domo, our starship, to protect humans from the Deviants. We thought we killed them all 5 centuries ago, but now they're back.
Why didn't you guys help fight Thanos? Or any war, all the other terrible things throughout history?
We were instructed not to interfere in any human conflicts unless Deviants are involved.
Why?
If we'd protected humanity from everything for 7,000 years, you'd never have had the chance to develop in the way you were meant to.
But if the Deviants were eradicated a long time ago, why are you still here?
We've been waiting to be told we can go home.
So, Icarus, the boy who flew too close to the sun.
Sprite made that story up when we lived in Athens.
In the 5th century BC? How long were you two together?
5,000 years.
I guess you can call that long term. What happened?
He left. I always thought he'd come back, but he never did. So I moved on.
I'm glad you did.
I'm sorry. I have to go.
And the reason humanity forgets itself is that we have adopted the insidious device of a loop of repetition into our being, which stops us from internal insight, which maintains entrapment. And the more empty you are of imprints, the more you will be able to identify with the oncoming agendas. Free expression will be the consequence of this approach, and your awareness will never be corrupted by virtue of new knowledge. And within imagination, one's architect and divine director can insert itself and draw pictures to help you remember. If one forgets this faculty of consciousness, an opening appears that allows the shadow to slip in. And as you progress along this path, detached observation becomes the hallmark of your awareness, so that simply observing what arises enables you to drop attachments to unwholesome and insidious interconnective behavior and thoughts.
We don't interfere in their wars.
This isn't war. It's genocide. Their weapons have become too deadly. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea helping them advance faster.
Technology is a part of their evolutionary process, Druid. It's not exactly something that I can stop.
No, you can't, but I can.
The threads of the shadow's mind attach themselves to the top of the head, the shoulders, the elbows, the hands, the base of the spine, knees, and feet. This is how you can tell which thread is being manipulated. When one thread is pulled, your awareness moves to that thread and you forget all the rest. Your equilibrium shifts, and then you become aware of the weight that is asserted on an alternate location. It is our job to become aware of the threads themselves that makes us forget the shadow's hand that moves our perception. And this hand is like a cloak, a shadow that steals your awareness and moves it into an alternate and limited reality due to your focus.
Don't listen to your head, Tina. Listen to my voice. You are safe. You are loved. You are Athena.
This then integrates emotion, preoccupation, and justification, which is the shadow's projection, and it is called imprints. This is how the shadow lives vicariously through our being. This stabilization of these negative imprints is our true nemesis, especially fear. And this is what is symbolized when Icarus leaves Circe.
That deviant healed itself. They could never do that before. And it was coming after us instead of humans. What's going on?
I came to check on you because of the earthquake. That deviant is news to me.
Something's happening to Earth. Can't be a coincidence.
We need to find the others.
I haven't seen some of them for centuries.
I doubt much has changed. I'm sorry I hurt you, Circe. But we need to stick together. And once I know you're safe, I'll leave you alone.
Let's go to Ajax first. She'll know what to do.
I promise I won't let my feelings for Circe distract me from our mission. Humans are far from being able to protect themselves from the Deviants. We still have much to do.
Your faith in Arishem is strong. I can feel it. But you are allowed to live a life, you know? Go tell Circe how you feel.
Try.
Sorry, I'm making a mess.
Not bad. Oh, Arkish. Kati kanska.
Aisha.
شطورة حبيبتي.
It matches your eyes.
Madishtam Kahati.
You're learning their language now.
If I want to spend more time with you, I need to get to know them. You are very beautiful, Cersei. I'm yours, Cersei. If you'll have me.
Observational silence is the tool of innocence and power. To be internally reflective is to be composed of power. Being aligned with the architect of observation means they watch innocently what unfolds with a hand as light as a feather, and invisible to themselves are their actions. It is the hand of spirit, of the heart. The architect within needs them to see and become aware of the mask that appears. And if you are not clear-hearted, emotion will overcome you with a desire to express power, which is controlling and abusive. And this is the war that the clear-hearted fight for, their life and their power. The emotions are thrown as anchors or hooks, which restricts your heart. And this cloaked intention is called mad weary in Eternals.
I thought mad weary was a myth.
There is no cure, so no one really talks about it.
What happened?
Athena, you attacked everyone. Wounded Cersei, Fastos, you nearly killed Makari.
I don't remember.
You have mad weary. Your mind is fracturing under the weight of your memories. And all I can do is erase them so that you can start over. I will have to inform Arishan and take you back to the ship where we have the technology to help you.
What if it happens again? She could have killed you. She could have killed all of us.
Please.
Please, I want to remember. I want to remember my life.
Athena, I love you. But listen to me. It's not important if you remember or not. Your spirit will remain. You will always be Athena deep inside. Trust me.
Why should she trust you? You're asking her to let you erase who she is.
Druid, I know you're upset.
Upset? We've trusted you for 7,000 years and look where you've gotten us. I've watched humans destroy each other when I could stop it all in a heartbeat. Do you know what that does to someone after centuries? Could our mission have been a mistake? Are we really helping these people build a better world, huh? We're just like the soldiers down there. Pawns to their leaders. Blinded by loyalty. It ends now.
Anchoring can be applied within one's personal space and from a distance through repetitious internal talk, emotional justification, or visualization by the perpetrator. One certainty is that you have to be on guard at all times.
Let them go.
You're gonna have to make me.
Stop!
If you want to stop me, you're gonna have to kill me.
For our fellow men and women are continuously practicing their art of attachment, and that practice is connected to an inherited line of intent that waits to be re-established itself at every waking moment. The challenge is to stand within the realms of your fellow men and women and hold your state of intensity intact.
I'll watch over Athena. Let her keep her memories.
One day when she attacks you, you might have to kill her.
We will take that chance.
You will need all your speed and energy not to be caught within the realm of human affairs. Can you sit and be silent? When our cognition is saturated with silence and words is foregone completely, what invariably jumps in is the memory of what used to be.
Give me your hand.
Everyone in Centauri 6 is going to die.
Give me your hand.
It's too late. We can't save them.
Athena.
Athena, we came to Earth together on our ship. You're an eternal, the greatest warrior of Olympia, the legendary protector of Athens, the goddess of war. Remember who you are.
Remember.
You must realize that upon arrival in this new state of consciousness, one may be confronted with installations of fear designed to preoccupy and inhibit growth, a cloak of sorts. At this crucial juncture, the installment will reveal its true mind, supplying targeted dialogue in an attempt to prevent change.
Ajax.
Arsha. We continue to keep Babylon safe from the Deviants. More people have come to seek refuge. It is now the largest city on Earth.
The Eternal serving their missions across the galaxies will learn from your success.
Thank you. I respect your grand design, Arsha. But I have noticed something special about this planet. And I fear that maybe this time, the cost...
Do not become attached to this planet. You must focus on the true purpose of your mission.
I understand. I will not let you down.
If we could go back to our introspective self, we would certainly reevaluate what we are doing. For fear to exist, the cognitive system surrounding that feeling has to be sustained. We must learn to dissolve these reference points, those imprints, so that humanity can be brought into a state of resolve. Metamorphosis will come about through achievement. In our foundation, our core attitude is what needs to be changed.
Humanity may be coming along slower than some of us want. But there is no telling what wonders they will discover as they advance.
Ugalama Tabriat Keshatin Reshkun, Awalki Gilgamesh Alkama, Gilgamesh Unkidu, Achanch Iptik Utuk Untu, Kardutsu Danutsu, Lutakuchakun Daresh, Ata, Ati, Uawilum Shadiku, Haran Rabiati, Tatana Marama, Uzamarema, Ana Matima Leshakna.
So that when they try to influence us beneath ourselves in order to feed off the loss of energy that results from corrupt acts, they will find no entry, no point of attachment within our behavior. This can only take place if each individual learns to stalk their own base plate imprint through the premise of pure self-reflective observation. It is always at the point of greatest weakness that such entities attack. Always be prepared for the unexpected. Our inner talk is the spark that ignites this dark arrangement and thus holds the construct in stasis, and so providing the conditions for the distorted awareness to flourish.
You may all go. The Deviants are gone. There is no reason for you to stay with me.
Shouldn't you ask Arisham first? We're a team, we should stay together.
I didn't ask you for your advice, Icarus. Do not forget your place. This is where we say goodbye. You are free to go. I want you to go out there and live a life for yourselves. Not as soldiers. Not with the purpose you were given. Find your own purpose. And one day, when we see each other again, I want you to tell me what you found.
Through this process, our eyes have been stolen, disabling the primal ability to see the formless that manifests paradoxically within form.
It was the last time I saw her. Ajax asked me to check on Cersei, so I went to London. Turned out both of us were lonely and we needed each other. I guess in her way, Ajax never stopped trying to take care of us.
And there are sentinels that will break into your dreaming and deliver truths to you as a consequence of our interactions. In Eternals, this is known as the Celestials.
Arisham.
Cersei, it is almost time.
Cersei! Cersei! Are you okay?
What happened, Cersei?
The sphere that Ajax used to talk with Arisham, it came out of her body and went inside me.
Did you talk with Arisham?
Yes, he said, it's almost time.
Can you try talking to him again?
I don't know how.
But she chose you to replace her. And she gave you the sphere.
Hold on, Spike. Are you sure you talked with Arisham?
What else would it be?
Mad weary.
And these Celestials or Sentinels beg us to differ within our realizations and wake up to the fact that they too are architects composed entirely of energy.
Ajax chose me to lead us, but I can't even figure out how to speak to Arisham. I've tried so many times.
Maybe you're trying too hard. Sometimes you just have to listen.
By jumping into our dreams to communicate pure truths to us, they trigger the Creator, the Divine Director, that ultimate architect within, to become aware of itself. This seems to be their unrelenting task to us, to awaken us, and genuine evolution simply cannot occur within a conditioned mindset, ultimately influencing the outcome. In consciousness, to truly transform, it must recognize the unrecognizable, and the Celestials are the guardians and keepers of men's doings.
Cersei.
Arisham. Ajax was killed by a deviant. We think it absorbed her power. And something unusual's happening to Earth.
It is a side effect of the emergence.
The emergence.
It is time for you to learn the true purpose of your mission. You were sent to Earth to bring forth the celestial Tiamat. Every billion years, new celestials must be born. I plant celestial seeds into host planets across the universe. the planet Earth was chosen to host the celestial Tiamat. In order to grow, Tiamat needs vast amounts of energy from intelligent life. The Deviants prevented this by consuming humans until the Eternals eliminated them. Now, the human population of this planet has reached the required amount. It is time for the emergence to begin.
They are specifically here for one reason, and one reason only, which is to accompany us on the periphery of our attention until we awaken. In emptiness and within that expanse, you will learn to understand and know immediately the Shadow's intent. This parasite's behavior is destructive by nature.
But everyone on Earth will die.
The end of one life, Cersei, is the beginning of another.
And its designs adopt to overcome any form of realization that would uncover its existence. When we shift from the realm of pure energy into the realm of matter, we forget ourselves.
Our universe is a constant exchange of energy, an infinite cycle of creation and destruction. Celestials use energy gathered from host planets to create suns, generating gravity, heat, and light for new galaxies to form.
And this forgetting has given the Shadow the ability to rearrange our status.
Without us, our universe will fall into darkness,
so that it may hold and possess us.
All life will die.
Ajax knew the truth.
She has helped many Celestials to emerge over millions of years. So have you.
Earth was my first mission. I was home on Olympia.
There is no Olympia.
We must first overcome the Shadow's dream and awaken ourselves to our original state. If awareness is not corrupt and the internal dialogue is switched off completely, then what is out there cannot intervene or interfere with the natural process of our passage through life.
This is your true home, Cersei. The World Forge. It is here that I built and programmed the Eternals.
In other words, external and internal realities will become one true composite. And for this knowing to be applied, an internal mechanism of fluid perception corresponding to that which moves both outside and within must be awakened in order to facilitate the consciousness necessary for adaptive cognition in a pure sense. This is the basis of absolute togetherness, of oneness. And remember, the world of man and woman is saturated with something other than itself. Aliens. The way the Shadow's mind functions is to take those elements and put them into imbalance so that they fight with each other and endanger conflict within a person.
So you're saying we're basically fancy robots, and our past memories are stored somewhere in space?
And Arishem made the Deviants.
I'm sorry, Theda. You tried to warn us.
The last time Arishem reset your memories, something must have gone wrong.
What do you mean?
Well, that's what Mad Weary is, isn't it? All this time, Thena was remembering all the other planets we were sent to, and everyone dying during the emergence.
I thought we were heroes. Turns out we are the bad guys.
We're not the bad guys, okay? We've helped the Celestials expand life across the universe. That's not what bad guys do. That's what good guys do.
Every time innocent lives have been sacrificed for the greater good, it turns out to be a mistake. We have to stop the emergence.
Cersei, we have no right to stop the birth of a Celestial.
There has to be a way Tiamat can emerge without destroying the Earth. We just have to delay it until we figure out how.
Could Druid control its mind? Maybe put it to sleep?
Put it to sleep? Are you serious?
Gilgamesh asked Druid to put me to sleep once.
So I could take a vacation to Fiji, you know?
We're talking about a celestial.
We have to try.
Okay?
Come on, we're not going to let everyone on Earth die, right?
Right. I'm human. I'm a little biased.
दुनिया खत्म हो रही है आप जहाज लेके घर चले जाओ
And do what? Watch TV? When I could be with the Earth's original superheroes as they try to save the world.
If a predator were to walk upon the ground, an imprint would be left. This presence leaves an impression.
First time in 7,000 years one of us has died. I think the deviant that attacked us in London killed Ajax and absorbed her power.
Deviants have never done that in the past.
It healed itself just like Ajax. And I swear I almost heard it speak.
What you will realize through this experience is that if you ever find yourself feeling uncomfortable within your waking dream, this is an indication that you are being interfered with.
Ajax dead.
She was killed. It was a deviant. The deviants are back. We don't know how many there are. You need to come with us.
Sir, may I say something?
Please don't say anything.
I think you should go.
I just said don't say anything.
Life affords no greater duty than to protect one's family. Remember, it's your favorite line from The Shadow Warrior 2. Voyage of time. Your family needs you.
I'm sorry, Gil. Ajax dead.
It's true, buddy. We lost her.
Within an urban lifestyle, this element no longer takes the form of external, physical threat. Instead, it is called familiars that assume the role of predator, marking, flagging, and stabilizing awareness to confirm their internally bound status within and without, so that circumstances can be kept under control and change held at bay.
It's very nice here, sir.
Don't be fooled. Ignorance is bliss.
Just look into the eyes of those who speak to you, and the complacency that you see behind their eyes is the predatory influence projected through them. This phantom positioning is reinforced by familiars who are subliminally aware of the undercurrent of our invisible imprinting, which has been stabilized in the past. The familiar would devour our very presence.
You've given me a lot of bad news in one go, milady.
Will you help us?
I protected these people for 20 generations now, from the outside world and from themselves. You're kind, my friend. You will be responsible for your own extinction one day, don't you think?
I think we must learn from our mistakes and do better, sir. You must not give up hope.
Through the repetitive idea that life has only this much to offer, and that these crippling boundaries of perception cannot be broken.
Let's go. He's wasting our time.
We need him.
Icarus! I've missed you. Are you gonna charm me or threaten me?
I mean, there's a third option if you prefer that.
It must be heartbreaking to find out that you're not Mother's favorite.
Well, I'm sure she'd be real proud of
Jury,
what you've
this
been
is
up to.
serious.
I'll tell you what's serious. I've just been told I've been sent on a suicide mission for the past 7,000 years, and that my entire existence is a lie. So excuse me for not giving a shit about your plan right now.
As a consequence of being witness to the ensuing battles between male and female, the cloaked child takes on dominant, conquering behaviors and supplies those to itself as a tool, while simultaneously adopting submissive conduct to use as a surreptitious trap. And passive attributes are employed to encase itself and others in the illusion that has been weakened.
I couldn't recognize myself in Sprite's illusions.
Those were the good old days.
What if I can't fight anymore?
Of course you can.
What if I hurt you again?
Come on. You know who you are. You're Athena, goddess of war.
Yet all the while it waits to strike with the dominant aspect.
Thank you.
For what?
but always taking care of me.
I'll do it again. On any planet.
These tools develop into a refined combination of both the masculine and feminine imprinted characteristics, and the cloaked inner child contains integrated elements of male and female. The assertion of shadow intention endeavors to hold intensely in the illusion of incompleteness and the idea that innocence needs approval from that phantom position in order to succeed.
Have you read Peter Pan? Okay, so to me, Icarus is Peter, Circe is Wendy, you are Tinkerbell for obvious reasons, and the rest of us are the Lost Boys.
What's your point?
Tinkerbell's always been in love with Peter. And it's hard for her because she can never be with him. I'm sorry, Sprite.
Kingo? Why did Arisha make me this way?
I don't know.
But what is actually occurring is the gradual draining of vitality into the shadowy aspects of human attention.
You have a very angry family, sir. Yeah, it's a big issue.
The principal motive being to steal that potent energy as food. We must take responsibility and be real in the moment we are living in so that our lives are not pulled into lengthy, drawn-out situations through being absently involved in those dramas that take us away from the essential lesson of empowerment.
How did he take the news?
Couldn't bring myself to tell him it was the end of the world. There's nothing he could do.
Circe, I'm worried about you. If Arisham finds out you're trying to stop the emergence...
Do not invest in negative impulses.
I'm not powerful enough to protect you from him.
That will drain you of your essential essence. Be lighthearted and positive wherever you can.
I'm not afraid. This violent cycle has to end.
So that you may involve yourself in witnessing. From this perspective, you will have nothing to hide.
Hey, stop worrying about me.
Even though you are concealed.
Oh, damn it.
Then you may witness the actions of those you observe in your own private space. When the shields are laid aside,
why did you leave?
One may experience the effect of catharsis.
I told myself something must have happened to you. So I waited. Days became years. And you never came back.
If this release is strong and pure enough,
Circe,
the person involved will recall the past event that molded the present perceptual filters.
I didn't want to leave.
That created the imbalance in the first place.
There's something
When this information is assimilated, one is automatically put into a state of war. The reason this inevitably comes about is that once you become aware of these principles, you will fight not to be positioned. You will refuse to be entrapped within that which is being set up. You will be silently against the shadow's mind. And nevertheless, in spite of its seemingly never-ending onslaughts, shadow influence can be identified. Be tenacious, one who will not be told what to do and who will question everything that is presented. We need to stand up and question why. In doing so, we deliver shadow attention to its true position by transparently viewing where it has been revealed within oneself as a reflection of what is being seen. And this film will deliver a method of stalking shadow attention so as to free humanity from this influence. People who unconsciously enact their dysfunctions upon one another, thinking that these states of being are theirs to possess, must realize that they are not the possessors, but rather they are being possessed by that pre-arranged phenomenon. And as children, we are given internal repetitious talk from our immediate environment, which we unconsciously absorb and identify with. Once the inherited imprint has been established via routines, the next generation further refines that inheritance through practice, adapting its expression to current circumstances. And to discover that shadow, you must confront your human vessel and mind. When a man or woman turns their back away from the sun, they are forced to look at their own shadow. But when they turn facing the burning orb floating within a vast empty space, their eyes are filled with light, and thus the shadow does not have the power to rise from the depths and stand before them. Once these patterns are dismantled within the living construct, the shadow has less opportunity to implant itself. And the more gifted a person is, the more complex their application of the shadow's intention will be. And trust me, I know this from experience. That possessive intention will take the living essence of other human beings prisoner, using intellectual propositions and positionalities designed to protect the hidden agenda via individual and collective programming.
Our memories. I understand now. I can see what she saw. So many planets. So much life destroyed every time a Celestial is born. Harisham used us and left us to die with each emergence. We just wanted to survive. And then he sent you. I will kill you all for what you have done to my kind. You are not saviors, Eternals. You are murderers.
Which in its essence is the mind of a psychopath. By applying misdirection and cultivating our constant absorption within perceptual labyrinths, the shadow has captured our attention.
Diana. Remember.
No. I'll remember. I'll remember.
Thus our purpose becomes exhausted, and preoccupation and a loss of memory and awareness within whichever dream capsule we are occupying.
I'll remember.
Na shosheti marutaha.
When I left, I thought about taking over the minds of every human on this planet. Violence, fear, greed, all gone.
Why didn't you?
Because without their flaws, they wouldn't be human.
Please, Druig. You can't stay here anymore. These deviants are trying to keep us from killing their own kind. They have a conscience now that makes them more dangerous.
No, Cersei. That makes them us. Eternals and Deviants. Arisham's children. But you are asking me to take control of a mind of a Celestial. I do not have that kind of power.
We'll need Fastos.
Well, good luck. He gave up on humans a long time ago.